Hello everyone, my name is Ivan and today is the first video on this channel. Topic of today's video is how to become rich. But first of all, let me introduce myself. For the past couple of years, I've been actively involved in the issue of personal finance and I've been working hardly on my personal finance and finance of my friends and family and other people. That's why I believe I have gained enough knowledge and skills which I want to share with you in today's video. Further on, we will discuss many different topics in regard to personal finance and personal success, and I believe that would be much useful for you guys and other people who might watch this video. Today's topic is how to become rich. In order to understand how we can become rich, we need in the first place to understand what are the common mistakes that most of people make and why they don't become rich and stay in the poor or middle class. Today we will try to answer the most important question of how to become rich. But first of all, we gotta understand what are the mistakes that most of people make that do not let them become rich and keep them in poor or middle class. I have tried to mention 5 biggest mistakes that people make that do not afford them to succeed in their life financially. Number 1. Most of people don't know how to or simply do not want to make savings. You gotta understand that the savings are most important step to your financial freedom. I would recommend saving approximately 10% of your income, and as soon as you generated enough wealth, it can forward it to the investments or necessities. You gotta understand that savings is the first step to your financial freedom. Number 2. Most of people spend most of their money, which does not let them to make enough savings. The biggest issue of overspending is that if you spend too much money, you cannot make enough savings, which does not let you get out of this rat race. That's why your biggest priority is to keep your spending as low as possible, of course comfortably as low as possible, which would let you to generate some savings, and this savings have to be forwarded to your financial goals. Reason number 3. Most people have too much debt. There is a good debt and a bad debt. Of course, your main goal is to keep your debt as low as possible. For example, if we are talking about good debts, financial mortgage or student's loan is a good debt. This is a debt that helps you either to save money or to make more money. But there are also a lot of different kind of bad debt. For example, car loans, credit card debts, any other debt that does not generate any additional income or does not let you to save more money is a bad debt. Your main priority is to keep the bad debts as low as possible, as because they only lead to spending more and more money. Reason number 4. Most of people do not have enough knowledge about money and are financially illiterate. This is the reason why most of people stay in the poor or middle class. They simply do not have enough knowledge about money and investment and personal finance, which keeps them in the situation when they cannot do anything even if they have the money. That's why your main priority is to gain enough knowledge and experience to be able to forward your savings into the investments. And the investments would help you long term to gain the financial growth and to achieve financial well-being. Number 5. Most of people don't invest money or invest too little of money. You gotta understand that investing is the only way of building long-term capital. This is something that you gotta understand and something that you have to forward as many resources as you can. Investing can be different types of utilizing different types of financial instruments, but first of all, before starting any investments, you gotta gain enough knowledge, you gotta save enough money, and you gotta be very careful in what you're investing. You have to choose the best investing strategy that is the most suitable for you. I would definitely recommend forwarding as much money as possible towards investments and to keep your investments under the certain strategy. For each and every person, investing would be absolutely different. For example, some people might follow some conservative strategy. Some people might afford to be more aggressive. So try to choose the best option, the best strategies that you have, and forward towards your investments as much money as you can afford. This would definitely lead you to the best financial growth and the best financial results that you can afford and you can achieve. So now when we understood the reasons why most of people do not become rich, I want to talk about some excuses that most of people give to themselves and that keep them stay on the same level they are right now. So the excuse number 1. I was born or I'm living in the wrong city, wrong place, wrong state, or maybe even the wrong country. You gotta understand that you have a chance to move to another place anytime. If you are born and living in a small town, move to a bigger city. If the bigger city is not enough for you, move to the capital city. If the capital city is not good enough for you, maybe you should consider choosing to move to another country, which would gain you additional options. Of course, I understand that the place you're living in affects your current financial stability and your current financial situation, as because it affects your value of labor and other things. But you always can change the place you're living in. That's number one. Number two, even if you're living in a place that does not let you do much, there is always something you can do. There is always a chance to start a business, maybe changing your current job, maybe utilizing the attractive things of the current place you live in for your own goods. For example, you can start your own business using the best things you have in your own town or your own city or the region you know the best. Excuse number two. I was born in a poor family and I will never become rich. This is the excuse that most of people use very often, and I believe it's totally unacceptable. Most of rich people and wealthy people were born in poor families. Being born in a poor family is not a curse. You definitely can do something for your well-being. You have enough motivation and you have enough knowledge to start your own progression and to achieve some positive outcome. I truly believe that people who are born in the poor families have the best financial options and have the most of ability to become rich. Reason number three, I have too low income and I cannot do anything about it. That's absolutely wrong. Whatever income you have, you can definitely do something about it. You can find a better job, you can find a better position, you can switch to a different job or a different profession, you can start your own business, etc. There are so many different ways that you can achieve some financial stability, some financial well-being. I definitely think that if your income is low now, it shouldn't stay like this, and you should work hard on achieving a better, higher income. That's why having a low income is definitely not an excuse for staying at the same level. And I would definitely say that even out of a small income, you can save some money and forward them to investments. Even people with small income, saving and reinvesting some of their income can definitely achieve high growth potential long term. Excuse number four, I don't have enough time, that's why I cannot do anything about it. Even if you don't have enough time for your personal investments, you can find approximately like 20 to 30 minutes per day and forward this time to some suitable thing that you find important. For example, I don't spend much time on my investments, approximately like 30 minutes per day. That's definitely enough for most of people to achieve their financial goals. Be consistent and keep giving a little of your time towards your financial future. This is something you can do and any person can do. Instead of watching TV or, I don't know, wasting your time on some stupid things, invest your time, those 20-30 minutes per day, into your future financial well-being, and the results you achieve will definitely amaze you. Excuse number five, why do I have to do something if I'm doing well right now? So, this is the very potentially risky excuse. If you are doing well right now, you gotta understand that this might not take long. If you are having a good job right now, what happens if you lose your job? Or what happens if you if you fail in your business? Or you have to think about what you're gonna do in future, take care of your future financial stability and your future financial goals. What do you want to leave for your kids or grandkids? What are you going to do for the retirements? These are the questions that you got to answer for yourself. And I truly believe that if you're living well right now, this is exactly the best time for you to start building your plans, to start taking care of future yourself, because this is exactly the time when you have enough money, to put into savings, when you have enough time, and probably you have enough emotional and financial well-being to start your long-term strategy of building your wealth. So now let me give you some tips on how to become rich. I find those tips pretty much practical and I follow all of them in my life as much as possible, and they really give pretty good result. So tip number one, try to increase your main source of income. For each and every person, this main source of income would be different. For somebody, it's their job, it could be business, self-employment, or investment, but you gotta take care of your main source of income as much as possible. If you're doing some job, you gotta take care of your job, do as much as possible and develop in your career and to increase your main source of income, which most possibly would be your salary. If we're talking about business or self-employment, try to find a way to increase your main source of income. If we're talking about investments, do more investments, do it more efficiently, do it more consistently, so that your investments giving you more and more profits. I personally find it most important to increase your main source of income, as because out of main source of income you usually can afford to spend in your lifetime to make savings, which would lead you to reinvesting those savings into some future investments. So, number one tip, take care of increasing your main source of income as much as possible. Tip number two, spend less than you make. Doesn't matter how much you make and doesn't matter how much you spend. The most important thing is keep your spendings lower than your income. If you spend less than you make, you can probably save some of your income, and then the saved amount you can forward to investments. And these investments would help you achieve your financial goals. You have to understand that spending is something that is sometimes more even important than your income. Even if you have a good enough income, but you spend all of it, you will never achieve your financial goals. That's why always spend as less as possible and make as much as possible. And on this difference, you can make your investments, which would help you to achieve your financial goals. Tip number three, try to create as many additional sources of income as possible. Whatever it would be. It could be a side hustle, could be your investments, could be whatever it is, but your goal is to create additional sources of income which would help you to be financially independent. My recommendation is you have to try to create at least 3 side sources of income, and by doing so, you would feel much better, much safer in regard to your financial situation. This is the most important. Personally, I'm having a lot of different sources of income, and that's why I would definitely recommend for you to create as many as possible. Even if the amount of money that your side source of income accumulates is low, but still it would give you some financial stability and option for the future financial growth. Tip number 4. Stop wasting your time and money on people and things that you do not need. You do not need some useless friendship. You do not need some toxic relationship. You do not need some additional things that you might not be necessary for you. That's why pay yourself first, take care of yourself first, do whatever you do, but try to concentrate on your own well-being and well-being of your family. This is the most important for you. Stop wasting your time and money on useless things and useless people. Tip number 5. You should create assets, not liabilities. A good brand new car that you use in order to drive to work, coming back home and going to the supermarket is totally useless. If you use this brand new car and giving it out to rent and it creates additional income, then it's pretty good. Your job, your main priority is to create as many assets as possible which could be utilized as additional sources of income. This is something that would definitely lead you to your financial stability and your financial well-being. Tip number 6. You have to create a budget and stick to it as much as possible. There is absolutely no chance to become rich and successful without having a budget, without having a plan that you can stick to. Of course, you can try to, change something in your budget month to month. You can try to, do it as much as you can, and, additional sources of income and whatsoever, but you definitely need a budget and you definitely have to stick to it as much as possible. Tip number 7. Don't be mean, don't be greedy, don't be jealous. Look at other successful people. Most of successful people are very friendly, very good to other people. They are not jealous, they're not greedy. They are pretty much happy when somebody is successful. Be like them. You don't have to be mean, you don't have to be greedy or jealous. Your main thing is to be as good person as you can, because being successful is not only about money, it's about what kind of person you are, about your personal qualities and your personal skills. That's why try to be as good person as you can. Of course, don't let anybody hurt you, but do not be mean, don't be jealous, and don't be greedy. Number 8, surround yourself with like-minded people. This is very important because you gotta understand that if you find yourself in a good company and successful people or people who are looking to become successful, who are hardly working on it, surrounding you, it means that you are surrounded by good people, the people who are like you, and it will definitely make you a better person and help you to achieve your goals as soon as possible. That's why it's pretty much important to leave those toxic people behind, to all those useless friends, bad relationships, whatsoever. Leave them all behind. Surround yourself with good people, with people who are like you, who want to become rich, who want to become successful, who are looking forward to their goals, and you have to surround yourself with people like-minded. Don't waste your time on people who do not need you, on people who you don't need, or whatsoever. Surround yourself with people who are like you. Number 9, do not forget about useful things. Sleep well, eat well, do some sports, read good books, watch interesting movies. All of this would help you to live a better life and feel better. And by the end of the day, all of these good things, as I call them, will make you a happier person and would give you the motivation to work hard towards your financial goals. Don't forget about some good things. Have a cup of coffee with a pleasant person, have a glass of wine with your friend. I understand that it might be pretty much time consuming, but this is something that gives you energy, gives you some good thing in your life that will help you to live a better life. And if you're living a good life, this would definitely help you and motivate you towards your financial goals. And the most important things, number 10, invest. Invest as much as you can, invest as good as you can, and this will definitely lead you to some financial stability, to your financial goals, and will help you to live a good life. I'm pretty much sure that investing is the only and the best thing to achieve your financial goals. That's why use those 10 tips that I have given you, use them in your lifetime, and you will definitely achieve your financial growth. You will become successful and rich. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Further on this channel, we will discuss many different interesting topics as well as ideas, strategies. We will discuss financial instruments. That's why stay with us, subscribe to this channel, press the like button, give me a comment below. I will definitely read all of your comments, and let's make it together. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.